the Nürburgring, day 2 in the saddle. The first day wasn't bad. Misha was very kind to me, gave me some good instructions, and I tried to learn the place as best I could. I can't say that I've really done my homework since. I've done some sim time, I keep crashing, just find it really difficult to relate the sim to real. So I'm coming back now to try and get to grips with this, with a new car. Got a faster car this time, a BMW M2, tuned by MMX. It's got about 560 brake horsepower. Suspension's been set up by Ben from String Theory. So it's got a lot of support that should work really well on this track over the bumps and whatnot. Whether it's a smart idea to bring a faster, more set-up car with rear-wheel drive as a novice, I'm not sure, find out soon. And Misha is floating around somewhere, and there's some other gnarly drivers here too who've offered to lend me a hand. So I should be able to get some advice from him in the course of this video, or this day. Anyway, I'm going to go and acclimatise this new car and give it a shot. This is the latest G87 BMW M2, fitted with the S58 3-litre turbo inline 6-cylinder engine, which is probably BMW's last internal combustion M model. The MMX PCM plug-in tuning module boosts the power by 100 PS to a total of 560 horsepower. The benefit of the plug-in being it can be easily removed at any time without leaving a physical or digital fingerprint. There's no conventional way to remap these G units without a very expensive and intrusive unlocking procedure. The MMX Turbo Inlet Elbow, performance pipes and high-flow panel filters helps the 3-litre breathe freely, while the Miltech exhaust helps it on the way out, and it sounds cool. The 3-way adjustable shocks mean you can really personalise the setup, and I ended up tightening the rebound to control the movement over these really nasty bumps around the ring. Adjustable billet suspension arms to fine-tune the geometry with spherical bearings that bring precision to the alignment regardless of these insane loads going through the car. MMX replacement 2-piece discs with enhanced thermal capacity. The 3-piece wheels are MMX prototypes that look badass, adding strength and saving crucial kilograms per corner to reduce unsprung weight. Interestingly, under the back of the car, the M2 is also running the MMX billet rear differential sump with a raise kit, so that despite the car being lowered, it won't bottom out in the heavy compressions, and it holds extra oil capacity with fins for better cooling. So basically, yeah, I'm Batman. Fundamentally, I don't want to crash, largely because the guys at MMX have been very kind enough to lend me this car, so I don't want to smash that up. And it's a weird thing. When you do crash, it's like you go back into a time portal. Your brain starts going, how did I end up here? It's almost as if you sort of get an out-of-body experience, and you immediately start replaying the events that led up to it, and it does feel like you've gone back in time, but you can't go back in time. You're sitting there in a wrecked car, wishing you'd done something slightly different. So in real time, I'm feeling that over these massive bumps. This track is like reading Braille. It's so bumpy, and each bump can pitch the car completely off the track, even in a straight line. What feels like a straight, it's got little kinks in it, or it leads up to a braking area where you can't have the car in the air, basically, otherwise the wheels aren't touching the ground, you don't stop. So in this tentative stage, it is like having a blindfold on, walking around in a blacked out room, trying to sort of do a clue-done-it on who's the murderer without being stabbed. That's how I feel. So it's tense, because I want to do a good job, and as a racing driver, I should do a good job. So I'm trying to be particular, learn these key phrases around the track that are talking to you as you go around, with the little warnings about where you could go off, which is pretty much everywhere. But, some places are worse than others, that's for sure, and it's usually the ones where you're in the air. It's quite nerve-wracking, this stuff, as it should be. I think if you're blasé, you're asking for trouble. But there's a lot to process, and there's no small mistakes at this track. Interesting choice on my part, coming back with a faster car that's rear-wheel drive. Now the logic is, well, there isn't much logic. This will help me a bit. Having a bit more power in a straight line, I should have less cars on top of me in the straights, and actually I'm keen to explore rear-wheel drive. I really enjoyed the Golf. I thought that was awesome. But, fundamentally, I've grown up racing rear-wheel drive cars, and it's my most natural habitat. So that's what we've got here, the M2. But with the upgraded brakes, so that those aren't going to get hot when I'm running, which is essential, you can trust it. I think braking at this place is really one of the most confidence-inspiring parts of the car that you have to have working. And it's lowered and stiffened with 3-way adjustable dampers. We've got the settings maybe slightly softer than you might run in the UK to deal with the bumps here that are quite unique to the Nürburgring. So the Nürburgring setup is a little bit different, just because you've got such an undulating surface, and there are ripples in the top of that surface that can be a little bit unnerving for the car, or rattling for the participants, i.e. me. Like that one. Even the big compression bumps, you can feel it running through the chassis quite hard. So far, this feels fairly familiar. But that's me in a nutshell. The first part of the lap does feel quite homely, but it does get a bit more crazy towards the end of the lap. Don't quite know what's going on. These bumps are unreal. And they're so unsettling, and you start carrying a little bit of extra speed, think you know where you're going, and a bump that you didn't notice at a slower speed suddenly manifests itself very large in your life with a completely different effect on the car. That's why it just takes so long to settle into this place. Quick mirror check. A lot of predators around with some very fast stuff, with a ton of aerodynamics, lots of wing. This car doesn't have much aero. It's got that little ducktail, which doesn't feel like it's super aerodynamic. I'm sure it's slippery, but it's not that much grip coming out of that thing. You can feel that in these straights. Look at this one. I mean, it's completely blind crest followed by this outrageous fast left-hander, and you can easily get the car destabilized over that crest and be completely up shit creek.
Well then, I guess you're really up shit creek.
In that fast left. Here comes something aerodynamic behind me, a Porsche with a great big wing on the back. I would say you have a breather in the straights, but I am just calculating in this long run up to the kink whether it's flat in this car. Here we go through the kink. I'm going to give it a little feather, a little feather, a little feather. Not nice. It's just spooky just feeling how much aero you've got at any given time. Next time I go round, I'll probably feel a little bit more confident than just then. But you just go from vastly different speeds one to the next, and you've got to make sure that you can trust the car to do what you think it's going to do at very high speed with the aerodynamics, as opposed to sort of shifting around. Bumps through here, unreal. It's really unsettled the car. There's a rhythm to it which I don't yet have, and once it clicks, I'm sure this place will feel like an old friend, the glove sliding onto the golfer's hand for taking those master strokes. But great, a bit of rain as well just to spice things up. At the moment though, it's a case of respectfully making one's way around here. Holy crap, here we go. Just on that corner, of course. Or was it? Did it also rain here? Very hard to tell because the sheen on this track is so polished from a whole summer of people going around. So the racing line with a bit of water on it will be very slippery. Very easy just to turn it around, which I don't want to do at 180k. There's got to be 8 million ways to take this chicane. I'm trying them all. The hard thing with this track as well is that every corner seems to affect the one after it. There's this little kink here, look, this left, with bumps just before the actual left. Get them, it's just, everything impacts the next corner. So you're not just learning the one you're in, you're also learning the straight before it and how the exit from the one corner affects the one you're about to land in. A lot of nuance. And the topography makes it super interesting, the up and down, because the acceleration going downhill is really quite phenomenal. Down this little chute here is really picking up the speed fast. You can feel my arms more tense than usual at the steering wheel because I'm trying to micromanage the direction. And it's sort of weird, like, convince yourself you might let go of the steering wheel, which of course I'm not going to do. But primitive monkey brain is not taking any chances. The old white knuckle experience all the way. I like this corner. the one with the hotel. It feels like I could take a little nap there. Actually, it's because it's the one place you can really recognise. It's got a distinguishing landmark, so you actually know where you are. I'm starting to get a tiny bit settled with where I'm going, one corner to the next, slowly building up my sense of navigation, which is great. There's two of these uphill corners are quite similar, one slightly faster than the other, both critical to get up these hills quickly, because if you don't get that momentum up the hill, you never get it back really, unless you've got a super powerful car. But even still, you want to carry as much momentum up these hills as possible, but without miscalculating your entry speed, because the guardrail's so close. You really feel the compressions. You actually feel it with puffs of air coming through these door sills. There's that much pressure of air entering the car when you really compress. It just gives you a sense of how much the car is working and how much of a pounding is going through the suspension. What I could really do with is following someone around, because I feel like I've sort of tapped out on, geez, I left that a bit late, I nearly ABS'd off into the wall, because that would really help me cement my speeds. It's something that no racing driver will ever let you do on track, is follow them, because they give away their speed secrets. You get a sense of a different turn-in point, where they pick up the throttle, where they brake, and generally a sense of their style, their rate of turn-in, what they're getting away with, what they're doing different to you. But I'm hoping there might be a couple of tame racing drivers that might just let me latch on, oh shit, and do a bit of learning. Oh shit was, I think I better stop talking. Intense lap. It's so intense. And as I get a little closer to the limit, this is really, I would say, the riskiest part of my journey, because as they say, there's nothing more dangerous than half doing a stunt. And I've got some knowledge, and some knowledge can be dangerous. This is the riskiest part. Just going from the novice to the intermediate at this track. Just starting to unlock the secrets of the Nürburgring, which really is all about where you can commit and reading those bumps. So I'm just sort of reminding myself, because I know myself quite well, this is potentially the danger zone. Not bad. Learning a lot. Very tense. Need to stretch out those arms. Need to get to the gym. Do more press-ups. But it's not as bad as I thought it would be. So my horrific showing on the sim was telling me that I really had learnt nothing, despite the practice and listening to Misha. Watching my video runs again, just found it really difficult. Either looking at it on iPhone, computer, all the screen stuff is really nothing compared to the real thing. I'm not saying it doesn't help, and I wished I'd done more sim running than I have done, because I felt like someone who didn't study for an exam and then suddenly finding it's, you know, full-on A-levels and you don't know anything. But actually I do know something. So I was quite pleased to see that when I went out, the ring was talking to me a little bit and I could see further ahead and get a little bit of a warning for the corners. The last quarter though is still a bit of a mystery. There's 1 in 3 corners that come up at me and I'm like, don't know you. But it is coming together and some of the really quick stuff is starting to gel. But I'm entering the danger zone. Because a little bit of information can be very deadly. So I'm now going fast enough that the bumps are starting to register on the straights before I get to a braking point or before I get to a fast corner, and those bumps can easily throw you into the wall, which weren't there when I was going a little bit slower. So this is the novice to intermediate, which I think is where I'm at, is a challenging part. I think the last bit, finding those last tenths, you know, once you know where you are, that's normal racing driver stuff, which I haven't yet reached. So I'm still on the sort of, slightly on the naughty step still. I'm hoping that Misha can get me off it. Let's see. He's not messing around. Misha just pulled into the car park in his Mustang and just said, get in your car, follow me. I don't know what that means, but I think he means for me to chase him, which is a great way to learn. Nobody ever lets you do that normally, so I'm pretty grateful. No discussion. I don't know how fast he'll go. I'm hoping he might, linger in some of my weaker corners, but I don't know if Misha has a linger mode. So we'll find out. I've never seen that Mustang before. It looks new. I'm ignorant as to what that car is. I don't know if it's that GTD thing, which is insanely quick. But it looks like it doesn't have a huge amount of aero. So it looks like a reasonable match for the M2. So we'll see. And I'm guessing it's got around 550 brake horsepower. Maybe I've got a bit more power than him, but I don't know what he's done to that car. So we'll find out in a minute, see what it's like in the straights. But it's going to be fantastic. It's great to have a target and not to get too carried away with the pressure of keeping up with the Ringmeister. So we'll. The nice thing with these days though is this is a Ringmeister event. There's only 120 cars on the track, which on a normal circuit would be quite a lot. But because this place is so big, it's quite spread out. So you don't get too much traffic or cars bombing up behind you. There are few of those, but not that many. You can concentrate on what's happening. Nevertheless, slightly nervous. Here he comes, the Dark Destroyer.
Fancy seeing you here, partner.
Oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing this, Misha.
You're welcome.
I'll just try and follow you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was it. That's how it starts. He's got a little wing on there, but not much bigger than my ducktail. He's already leaving me for dead in the car park. It's not a good start, Ben. Traffic, humans. Oh, stay away. New GT3 RS. What could possibly go wrong?
Alright, welcome on Destination Nürburgring Track Day. Behind me is Ben Collins, the Stig, in a very fast M2. We are warming up our car and tires for a nice and easy lap of Nürburgring Nordschleife. Should be good fun. Giving him a bit of a show. He'll be able to catch up on the straights.
Holy shit. Oh, oh Misha. That didn't sound good.
Where'd he go?
I have got a puncture, I think. Okay, hazards. And we are a long way from home. Okay, thank you. I tried to keep up.
Yeah.
I had a problem. I got flat.
Happy I was that because I didn't pay attention and then looked in my rearview mirror. He's gone. I'm like, oh no! Oh no!
You're like a cowboy. I was following. I got reasonably close at one point, so I know you were helping me.
I let you because I wanted to do a drift and I miserably failed.
It was exciting. I've got it all on camera.
Yeah.
But then it was nice. We had a nice little dance, and I was really enjoying following your lines and seeing where I could go better.
Yeah.
But yeah, then I got the vibration, and that was it. I followed your line though over the curbs, which I've not been using.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I had a flat. So I'm not sure curbing is the way to go.
Some curbs is okay, some not so much.
Okay.
But should I take you out now for?
I would love to.
Right.
Yeah, I'm learning all the time. So
While you were swapping wheels on yours, I swapped for a car and had a flat on that one too.
Right.
So now I have different fronts than the rears. I mean, they're both the same brand, but the fronts are a bit older.
yeah.
So just so you know.
So we'll go out some old tyres. Great.
Yes.
All right. Sounds good.
Hey, it looks nice and dry.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a look. Funny bit, this is actually the fourth tuner that's calling me. Overdrive gear, it's useless.
Oh shit, Misha.
What? Don't be afraid. I know we're missing a bit of aero, but it's fine. Here it's still a bit damp, good to know. This part dries out the last of the track.
Yeah.
So always be cautious through the bottom.
Is the trees trees hold the water.
Yeah, the shade doesn't allow the sun to come through.
He's not playing.
Now,
Got a nice turn in though.
yeah. He has a big wing.
Yeah.
And like 500 kilos less of weight probably.
I think he's on slicks.
Yeah, maybe that too. Something's hanging loose from him as well.
Yeah. Can't take any more.
I'll get you the camera footage.
Yeah. Thank you, mate. Oh, Jesus, wept.
He indicated and he moved, but then not.
I didn't know if he was happy or unhappy.
I think he was kind of happy, but his bonnet is open.
He came back, didn't he? But I think he was following you.
Yeah, it was nice. Very nice. Was the aircon off?
I don't know, but
it's kind of hot here.
I'm going to have to take a little walk in a second, I think.
It was not too bad.
No, it was really good. For some reason, I'm just starting to feel queasy. I felt that one was more airborne than in other cars we've been in.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does turn the stomach slightly. More so than the Porsche. And I feel, actually, I do need to get out.
Yeah?
Yeah, sorry. It was really good. It was really good.
I drove the Stig sick.
I'm not going to be sick, but I might be if I stay much longer. It was really good. I need to talk to you about this.
Yeah, sure.
The Porsche was faster, but this was more lively.
Yes, very, very.
Okay, so it wasn't just me.
We need aero, but that's coming on next. Yeah, go get the Coke.
I'm going to jump out.
You want to come now with me to pick
No,
up?
I'm going to jump out. I'll be right back.
Poor Ben. I think every time he gets in a car with me, he's regretting his life choices. The better people are a driver, the worse they are a passenger. And he's a extremely good driver, which means he's extremely bad passenger. The better you are a driver, the worse you are a passenger. It is.
A few moments later.
I'm definitely starting to fall in love with this place. It's only my second visit, but it's quite addictive because the learning journey is addictive. Obviously I like driving fast, so that helps. But I think it's the whole freedom, the spirit of this thing. You can just drive in off that roundabout, come in here, drive that toll road as fast as humanly possible if you want to do that. And there aren't many places around the world that have got that level of freedom. There's not many places like that left. Probably some people don't care if this place even exists. It definitely needs to exist. I think the TF days, the Touristenfahrten? That's probably wrong. What is it? Touristenfahrten? Touristenfahrten. Whatever that is. As mental as that is still really cool because at the end of the day, you're in charge of your own safety and out you go. And actually there are some sort of rules here. You know, you pass on the left because you're supposed to drive on the right. There's an imaginary white line in the middle that divides the road that it is. But then you've got these closed days like the Ringmeister where you just get to go full send and just attack it with, you can put slicks on if you want, you can bring a racing car here if you want, and you can drive past somebody who might bring a Nissan Micra for all they care. I think it's great, you've got that much range. I mean, there's some amazing stories coming out of this place. Just hanging out in the Devil's Diner, talking to people that are doing all their test and development here, not just the big factories like Porsche and Mercedes, but these individual tuners that sort of popped up all over Europe, including the UK, who bring their stuff here to test the metal because there's nowhere else like it. It's not just the length of it, but it's also the ferocity of the cornering speeds, and the bumps are just, you know, mind-boggling. You look at some of the onboard footage with some of these cars, and from my head bouncing around with Misha, it's everywhere, and it rattles the hell out of the cars, which is why it's such a strong proving ground. It's quite interesting to see what cars are in the car park and which ones aren't. So people are quite choosy what they bring. There's a lot of German hardware, which you would expect. There's a few McLarens, you've got some BMs, Audis, Porsches, there's loads of Porsches. People say you can't buy a GT3 RS, car park's full of them. I'm definitely going to be coming back. I am loving my journey of discovery and hanging out with cool people who just also share that spirit of adventure and freedom. That's what this place is all about. It's awesome.